If you live in a small space and you want to dry clothes naturally, my suggestion is use the shower reel like that. Of course, don't overload it with weight. All I've got holding it up here is this, so I'll look for signs for that. But they're designed to take a shower curtain, which must be like 500 grams or something, I don't know. Or to use anything, you know, like a clothes reel maybe. Anything that lets gaps through and you're not folding them or anything, it's letting the air completely through. I think a bathroom's really good because this place is designed, you know, for wetness, and you've probably got a heater in here if it's winter, or maybe the sun will get to it. But I think the main thing is because of the airflow's getting right through. You know, if you put these on a traditional clothes horse, then you have to fold them usually. Or even if people hang them outside, they usually put them up on pegs. But I think using these things better, and then you've got to find a way how am I going to hang that. I would probably even hang these outdoors like that if it wasn't windy, a windy day. Just because you're using less space. It has made me think about storing clothes as well. I would probably store clothes now in a clothes reel. You know, at the moment I've got drawers, which I think most people do, I don't know. But drawers, you've folded them up, they're hidden away. You might not realise you've got them. You might buy the same thing again. Whereas in a clothes reel you can see everything you've got and it's all hanging out. It's all aired, well aired. So yeah, I've become a big clothes reel fan. I mean, with my system I kind of left to clothes, you know, things that, something like a towel. I've got one over the bath here, but it's doubled over, so it's not as good as letting the air through. Plus there's no gap underneath. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for the towel. But for clothes, even trousers, I would use these special trouser things that you put on. You can put your pants on the heater. For a while I was putting them indoors like this, but not like that, but I probably would put it like that now. Just sort of hanging off the hook, but the air's not getting in good when you hang it off the hook. And even when you use hanger, this would probably be better because it's letting all the air into the air surface, but it's still not as good as on a shower rail. Just make sure it holds up. Yeah, everything's bolted in there or screwed in. Move the shower away. It's all good. Because I see people buying these heated clothes horses, but I'm anti-clothes horse. Don't buy a clothes horse because you're folding everything over, you're putting it all close together. It's not, the air can't get through, so yeah, because I think I saw one the other day, it might even have been Home Bargains, it was £80 for it was a clothes horse with lots of bits that hang out, a heated clothes horse, and you're supposed to, you know, put all your stuff in there in a thingy space, but really you don't want to be using electricity or whatever. I think this is as good as it gets, and I would even hang stuff outdoors like this if I could find a way it doesn't fall off. So my messages are, you want your stuff hanging on a clothes hanger, and you want it so you've got lots of air getting in, and a shower rail's excellent. Keep your clothes on a clothes reel rather than the drawer. Reject drawers for clothes. Don't be a fool, don't buy a heated clothes horse like this. It's probably my biggest regret. 40 quid. Sonic gas converters. I mean, forget the electricity thing, but even if I was using this, I would try and use clothes hangers on it, you know, to see how low I can go with my clothes. Right. I would say something in a day like this would take 3 hours to dry, even sort of thick cotton, stuff like this, because of airflow. On the subject of storing clothes, people have got mirrored cupboards usually, and it's slider doors, and that's okay. But if you get the old-fashioned type that open like that, I think you're using a lot of space because you need all that space to open your door. Personally, I would probably take the door off if if you could. I'm just suggesting that. I'm not saying you should do that, you know, especially if you're renting or whatever. Yeah, just because then the clothes aren't away, you know what you've bought, you can see all your stuff and your clothes, because you're hanging it on a rail, of course, you're not using a drawer to store your clothes. So that's another suggestion on storage. But most people have got mirrored cupboard doors, slider doors. If you get slider doors, forget what I'm talking about. It's just something to think about in that, you know. It's January 24 and currently electricity is about 28 pence per kilowatt hour, as you see. But you can just say that, 28 pence per kilowatt. This is 220 watts, so if you had this on for 5 hours, because I find it doesn't heat stuff up that quickly, because there's not the surface area of all your clothes isn't getting in. So say you used it for 5 hours, that would be 28 pence, roughly, at the moment. Whereas this would be free and better. You could do this in an open air cupboard, but I presume it would get mouldy inside, I don't know, but you could, I suppose. Alright guys, join the shower rail clothes hanger revolution. Peace. And finally, don't be afraid to write on your washing machine if you can't see where it's meant to be pointing or whatever. I've even got stuff here, but it's all sort of came off. Alright guys, everybody's happy. Thumbnail.